We're live. Woohoo! Hello, everybody. Geez. So, what are we talking about today? Oh man, it has been a very trying time here at the Plenty household. A lot of stuff going on. I wanted to talk to you guys about some of that, kind of field some questions, and kind of give you an update on what I'm doing right now, and trying to stay positive. So it looks like we got Justin here. So hi, Justin. Thanks for being here. Yo, yo, yo. Don's here. Thank you for being here, Don. Glad you're here, man. Let me adjust my volume a little bit because I think some things are a little goofy. Okay. Oh boy. So this is I'm feeling a little somber today. Not as upbeat as I usually am, and I think I can be forgiven for that. At least I hope so. Things are a little rough at the moment. Let's see if I can get my thing going. Oh, so what are we talking about today? Well, today we're talking about my most recent video that I just put up. And we're also talking about how it's affecting me, how all of this stuff with COVID-19 and all of that stuff is affecting my business and what I'm trying to do to respond to that. So that's kind of this week's live stream, and that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. There's a lot there, a lot to unpack. And I thought, well, heck, if this serves as some kind of help or benchmark or something I can even look back on later and go, yeah, well, that was a time that sucked, but look where I am now, or whatever it is. I think it's stuff that needs to be addressed and talked about. So what are we talking about? So as you all know, unless you've been living under a rock, there's this virus that's going around called COVID-19. That stands for Coronavirus Disease 2019, I believe is the technical term for it. COVID-19 started in China, made its way across pretty much the entire world, and we're having quarantines and travel bans and all kinds of things are happening. All countries are going on lockdown. So you guys are right. I think that, I'm not a medical professional, and I'm not going to sit here and say, was everybody worried about whatever? I don't think that the response that people have had, I think there's a panic happening. I think, yes, it's something that you have to take seriously. You have to follow precautions. You have to be smart. But buying up all of the stuff and completely wiping store shelves for something that really you only need to worry about maybe 2 weeks or a month or something to kind of hunker down or whatever. I think that people are hoarding, and it's causing shortages, and it's causing a real big problem. So the other thing that it's doing to my industry right now is the entire events industry is collapsing. This is everything from St. Patrick's Day festivals to corporate travel and summits and all these things. Everything, any event over 250 people can't be held now. And this is causing concerns for people who are getting married soon. This is shut down all of corporate events, just about. Heck, even birthday parties. There's not a lot much going on. There's not a lot going on. As a result of that, I just named all the types of events that I do. They're all either canceled or postponed indefinitely. And I don't know whenever things are going to get back up and started again. And it may not be for a month or two. And well, that was all my income. I don't have any other revenue stream. This is it. If I'm not working events, I'm not getting paid, and they're all gone. And so, as you can imagine, I'm extremely stressed out right now. I can't begin to tell you how much money has been lost as a result of this. Not just me personally, but for all of my friends, either in the event planner, the destination management companies, other entertainers. Everything just grinded to a halt, and there's nothing going on. Nothing. It's all done. And when things start back up, when they start back up, it's gonna be hopefully we'll just hit the ground running and everything will be great. But there's those month or 2 or 3 or that there's no money coming in, and that's very concerning. How are you supposed to pay for bills and stuff? So that's kind of what's on my mind right now. I want to catch up with you guys' comments so I can be addressing stuff. I don't understand the whole toilet paper thing. Like, if push comes to shove, people survive without toilet paper for most of human history. Like, get a rag, wash it, take a shower, use your hand. I don't know. I don't understand the toilet paper thing. You can't eat toilet paper. I guess you could, but I don't think it's that. I don't know if it's gluten free. So I don't understand the whole toilet paper thing. Hand sanitizer, yeah, I get, but like, just wash your hands. Like, okay. Yeah. Just says, think about this. All of the stuff the younger guys are hoarding makes it where the older people who are actually affected can't get any things they need. Yeah, that's true. It's not a good situation. It's not a good situation. People are overreacting and freaking out and creating shortages where there shouldn't be any, or they should be very minor. And if you look at anywhere, like at any of the grocery stores right now, they're barren shelves and people standing in line all the way to the back of the grocery store with carts full of frozen meat and stuff. It's like, guys, you're buying like 3 months worth of meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You think that might be a little bit excessive? That seems a little bit hoardy, and it creates problems with other people getting food and medicine and those things that other people need or are on a fixed income and cannot. It's a real problem. As far as restaurant, yeah, I'm still at one of my restaurants, but I'm only there Monday and Tuesdays. That equals maybe $200 or $300 a week, which is certainly not enough to cover my expenses. And that's, depending on how long people are going to be comfortable with going out to eat and tipping and that kind of stuff. It's very squishy. So I am doing that right now. But I can't expand it to more days because there's another magician there that's there the rest of the week. And so I can't. I'd love to just do, 7 days a week and just go in there every single day. And then my problems would probably be solved, even if I was really tired all the time, until things pick back up. But as it is, I'm limited to Mondays and Tuesdays, and that really limits my ability to earn. So that's the answer to that, Don. Yeah, I can, and it kind of gets me about a third of the way to where I need to be. But it was never really a big portion of my income. It was really just supplementary and a way for me to market myself to events. But that's not really happening. Justin says, shows how smart our society has become. We're not. We're animals. Society only works because we all agree to the rules of it. And when we all start breaking the rules because we're all panicked or scared, well, we all turn into animals. And it shows how how thin of a line or delicate of a balance that we have to try to keep, and have to work at keeping to maintain any level of sanity. We're all like that, a hair's breadth away from just complete chaos. And we're not there yet, but it's not pretty. Just says it's Black Friday, nobody cares. Same with driving. I recently got my license, and I've noticed that everyone is in a huge hurry. They just don't care about others. Yeah. Well, and should see Texas roads. People in Texas are some of the nicest people you'll meet in person, but on the road, don't get in their way. Oh boy. Burn Guru, Notification Squad. What's up, Burn? Feel the burn. Yeah, Don, schools are closed by me. We're actually in the middle of our spring break right now, but they are extending spring break by another week. One of the events I had for this month was actually at a fundraiser at a high school, and of course they have pushed that back to, I think, April something. So that's and who says that won't be postponed or canceled further into the future? Don't know. Yeah, everybody's has to handle their shows. Justin, it's so widespread. Everybody has had to cancel shows. From me to Billie Eilish, the all the way up. Everybody, the whole events industry has grinded to a halt. There's hardly anything going on. You still have a couple of bands playing here and there, but it's all stopped. It's all stopped. Yeah, everything's a Quiet Place just got. I heard that A Quiet Place has been postponed. It's the whole thing. It is going to have a really big effect on the entertainment and gig and event industry. I mean, it already has. Something that I am hopeful for. I'm looking into right now is we're in a state of national emergency. So something that was made available to small business owners was an SBA loan, and whenever there's a natural disaster or a infectious disease or whatever, it's really at the president's discretion. When there's something like this, some kind of national emergency, I believe I qualify for that, and so I have been looking at getting a small business or an SBA loan to help cover the costs of living until things start picking back up, and I hope that won't be long. But there are just a lot of bills to pay for, and don't know. Something. Oh, I want to make sure I'm catching up with the guys. Don says now is the time for everyone here to become patrons. If ever there was a time, if you've been sitting on the fence, if there was ever a time for you to become a patron, this would be it. This is, you want to talk about literally supporting me. This would be that. Got a lot of really cool benefits that you get as being a member. Don is a member on Patreon. I do not like coming to people and asking for money. But if you want to help see me through this thing and help me, do as much as I can to keep my family fed and watered and toilet papered and all the other things, if you ever wanted to do that, this would be the time. It doesn't take very much money a month to add up very quickly for me and to help me out extremely. So it's a consideration. I'll put it out there. Of course, it's not something I expect anybody to do. It's great if you do, but I'm not here to tell you have to. But yeah, if you want to become a patron, that would help a lot. This is the time to do it. Bern says, well, here in Mexico, they're doing no testing to people landing here. So far makes me worry a bit. Yeah, well, it's because testing was hard up until today when we had some announcements from President Trump. He talked about some things that they're doing. He held a news conference and talked about the stuff that he's sharing, or that not he's sharing, but that he's worked with private industry to fast track this test that is done automatically. So you just drive through like a Walmart or something. They do a nose swab, stick it in a thing, mail it off, and then the next day you get a phone call that tells you if you are ill or not, or if you're ill with the coronavirus or not. So that should help a little bit. I know they're trying to bust their hump to try to get that out as fast as possible. I know they're helping other countries as well. I don't know how that extends to Mexico or not. I can't speak to that. So, but I hope you guys are okay. Gotta be looking after all of our brothers and sisters everywhere across the world. So, hopefully everybody will be all right. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments here. It says Justin says facebook.com/the magic minute. Don is trying to rally you guys into helping me out. Thanks, Don. And Justin says trying to link the Patreon, but my phone isn't working at the moment. Thank you. The Patreon, if again, don't have to. I have weathered other difficult things in the past, and I don't expect, everybody just, I don't know, feel comfortable asking about that. But I'll leave it up. I am getting you guys the link right now. Here it is. Some other things you can do to help me that's totally free. You can go check out. I leave a link in every description of every video with a talking about a sponsor of mine, which is Audible, and they help support this channel. Whenever you sign up for a free trial of Audible, you get a 30-day free trial. You get to, I think, download 2 books, or it's maybe a book, maybe 1 audiobook. And then you get to try it out. If you don't like it, then you can cancel anytime, and you get to keep your book. And that does help me out. That sponsor does help me out, and you guys sign up for free trials. Also, I have my Teespring. You guys want to get some Magic Minutes swag? Again, good time to pick it up. All those things help. So Teespring helps. Trying out Audible helps, and my Patreon would certainly help. If everybody came rallied together for that, I would be okay. So, Earl Abbott pledged. Earl, I just got a message on my watch. Earl Abbott has pledged $5. Thank you, Earl. It tells me to thank you with a personalized message. Thank you. That really helps. I really appreciate that. That's very cool of you. Thank you. Means a whole lot. You the man. Thank you. Yeah. So this is. I didn't want to come on here and be a downer or anything. I don't want to be like a woe is me, but it is pretty serious. It's not something that I can. I'm going to joke about it, but it is something that does require my serious attention, and something to make sure that I am continuing to be a provider in this household. I've got to do what I can. So bust and hump everywhere I can, and trying to. Actually, something I did today was and Don probably knows about this because he's a friend on Facebook. I put out and this is something I want to talk about. Actually, I want to talk about this not just about me, but in general. If you ever pursue a career, an entrepreneurial field, maybe it's magic, maybe it's something else, you have to take an assessment of what your skills are, your marketable skills, and you have to take an assessment of them and be ready to pivot. So nobody was expecting this, right? I don't think anybody expected the level and the scale and the seriousness and the shortages and I don't think anybody really expected that. Whenever you heard a couple people had the sniffles in Wuhan, nobody thought, hey, this is going to shut down entire economies and just screw everybody for months. So whenever I got the word that the few dangly the gigs that were hanging on by a thread when they got canceled, I was already thinking about, okay, well, what can I do? And one of the things was to take a look, an assessment of my marketable skills. What are people worried about right now? They're worried about in-person meetings. They're worried about, which pretty much wipes out me being able to do any magic tricks or going to perform at any events or anything, because most of my events have more than 250 people. And even those that don't have 250 people, a lot of these companies, out of an abundance of caution, have decided not to put their people on airplanes and fly them across the country to be at a place and then travel back. Just it's too much risk right now. So what they've done is they pretty much shut down all of that. So I can't do. I'm really not struggling to figure out how events in person. Not really going to happen. Barring the restaurant right now. So what are we going to do? Okay, well, I used to teach magic lessons. I have a YouTube channel where I basically do tutorials. They're not in-depth lessons. They're not one-on-one lessons, but I used to teach magic lessons in person and in video. The other person would hop on Skype and we would session for a while, and I would give advice and just back and forth. Right? It's actually one of my Patreon tiers. Is that something I used to do? So I can do that. Okay, people want to meet in person, or they want to. They have a lot of spare time. They're sitting in their houses. Hey, maybe I'll learn a new skill. I'll go learn how to do magic. So I put that out on Facebook as a post, and hopefully it looks like I have some nibbles or some bites on that. So maybe I'll be able to sit here in my computer room. Of course, now it's not as much money as I would make per hour if I was performing magic. It's actually a huge dip from what I would normally make, but it's what I can do right now. It's a survival thing. It will help. So that's what I'm going to do. But it's a good idea whenever you're if you have something like this happens, you got to go, okay, well, what can I do? How can I make money? There's nobody coming to help me. What can I do? What service can I provide? Right. So that's something that I'm offering right now. So it seems like I might be getting some bites from that, and hopefully something will work out, and that'll be great. But yeah, it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. Let me check out. Get the messages. I hate this camera because I have a love-hate relationship with this camera. When this camera wants to be sharp, it is gorgeous. But when it's not, it is not. Let's see if I can do this. I might be able to get this to behave a little better.